this is Margaret Scott, the first female writer in Transformers comics, and you are listening to the Geekcast Radio Network.
Previously...
Transmission is go. The Pullback crosses over with the Underbase podcast to review the 4-issue miniseries, Transformers Windblade. Join your hosts, the long-suffering TFG1 Mike, the committed LadyWreck, the amped Hailstorm, and the pretender Ha-HeePrime, as they bring you in-depth analysis of the mostly all-female team of Margaret Scott, writer, and Sarah Stone, artist, as Windblade takes IDW publishing to new heights of awesomeness. Get ready to pull your bag under the base in this first ever crossover event.
That's it.
It ain't yours until you put a ring on it, just saying.
Oh my gosh, Mike is like, just let me die. Why are you...
It's like, this is where I do not want to get involved, Angels. Thank you.
I'm not even saying anything.
I've said this so many times. I like Rhodobus, but I like it when Rhodobus is being beaten.
Oh, Megatron!
And now, 1 year later, Team Angel rejoins and is reviewing Transformers Windblade Combiner Wars. Have fun. Also, I know, I screwed up Swindle.
Yeah. Maybe we can fix it in the editing.
I apologize for my language. Again, it's after midnight. I can't be held
It's
accountable.
always after midnight.
Exactly, so I can never be held accountable. Ready? And 3, 2, 1.
Is it on
Hello?
the 1 or is it on the 3?
I had a feeling.
I love getting you back.
Oh, 1-2 punch right in the gut.
Okay, all right.
All right.
I swear.
And
I'm muting right now.
Oh, that's what I always say, too. See, I know what you're up to. I play this game very well. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hello, bonjour, hola, and aloha to you good listeners, and welcome to the second installment of the Underbase and the Geekcast Radio Network's show, The Pullbag, the crossover, which brings you Team Angel, has reunited to cover the new Windblade miniseries involved with the new Transformers Combiner Wars. And since combiners are the latest rage, we have to get on the bandwagon, so it's time to pull the bag under your base. How's that?
Yes, that's right.
That's so wrong.
Mike's so
Hey,
right.
I don't even know who came up with it.
You
It
Oh, I
did.
don't know.
It was
I
you,
don't think
Mike.
I don't think it was me.
It was totally you.
I don't know.
You sent the memo.
Yeah.
That's because I remember the joke, but I don't remember who actually when we were
He has
doing
no
all...
memory of this, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah.
Guilty as charged.
Well, as you can tell, this isn't your usual host. I do not have the centralness of Adam. I do not have the sweetness of our Amy here, and I don't have the gruff growl
Sweet.
of Sir Messenger. So, yes, the content.
At least you have
fun.
at least you have good taste with Angry Birds Transformers, unlike a certain other podcast host on the Underbase.
Exactly.
Poor
Well, I'm happy
Mikey.
to announce the cons have finally won. Hailstorm has finally taken over. Woo! Okay, well, don't worry your little Autobot minds so much. We have our beloved, that's horrible. We have our beloved LadyWreck still with us. She may be tied up and elbow deep in diapers, but she's here. Say hi, Amy.
Hi, I make really good milkshakes.
She brings all the boys to your yard.
They bring at least one boy to the yard.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, there's nothing like a triple threat of the lady kind. So next we have the Prime Mama in pajamas. Here we have Ha-HeePrime herself. Heather, say hi.
I'll have you know I'm wearing a hoodie, and unfortunately, it's not my Optimus Prime hoodie, so I have failed. Next week, Optimus Prime.
Oh,
That's all right. I make up for it by wearing my Autobot pajama pants right now.
Nice.
And I make up for it not wearing pants. There we go.
Hey, there's got to be one in every podcast, right?
Exactly. And of course, Team Angel would be at a loss if it weren't for a man to abuse. Say hi, Mike.
Hello, angels.
If it wasn't so true, it wouldn't be so funny. We love you, Mike.
Okay, so I got to derail this just for a moment here, just to let
It's
everybody
been
know.
derailed. You're already
No, I
derailed.
know. I mean, obviously, we spent a half an hour.
Astro Train left
Just-
the building. Okay.
Yeah. Just to let everybody know, Amy, Nicole, and I have a new podcast. It's pretty much already launched. It's going to be coming out weekly. It's our gym review podcast over at Geekcast Radio Network, and we pre-recorded most of this stuff last year because we weren't sure how much time Amy was going to have once her new protoform came. And I swear to God, every evening at 6 p.m., I needed to have my jaw realigned from laughing so hard. And it's doing it again, so I'm charging all of you for my medical bills if my jaw falls off.
Put it on my account. I'll declare bankruptcy anyways.
You just need to wire it on.
Because that's not creepy looking at all.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Okay, so, well, before we get started with the review, I'd just like to know what each of you wanted to know before the start of this issue. What were you hoping for as a storyline? Let's start with you, Heather. What were you hoping to get out of this story?
Oh, see, I was not even sure what to expect because, I knew it was going to be mostly this big Combiner Wars event. So I guess what I was hoping for is that it would still have kind of the fun that Sarah and Margaret bring, their specific tonality, and that it wouldn't get kind of subsumed by a larger event, but that it would also fit in well, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. So I want it to be itself and also work as part of the whole, but yeah, Margaret and Sarah goodness, I need all of it. I will eat it all.
There you go. What about you, Mike? Do you want Sarah and Margaret?
Oh, gosh!
You can't even talk tonight.
I apologize, people.
Oh boy. I wasn't sure what to expect out of this because I'll be honest, much like last time we did this, the first time we did the Windblade stuff, I was, at this point in Transformers, I am so behind. I am even more behind than Amy.
I'm not behind anymore. I caught up last night.
You were, but
only by 5 issues. 2 of one, 3 of another. There you
Amy
go.
broke John's heart.
No, Amy broke James's heart.
James, that's right. James' heart.
Break my heart.
And he cried these sweet, sweet tears, which I would love to lick up.
He owes us. He owes us so many tears.
Exactly.
I'm so far behind. I knew Combiner Wars was coming. I was excited for Windblade, and I think what really has me excited for the most part for the 3 issues is that they are actually going to her homeworld, and we are actually going to see her homeworld, because I thought that was the logical place to go after how the last series ended. I think 2 things disappoint me about this so far. Number 1, it's only 3 issues.
I thought it was 4.
And no, it's 3.
Really?
No.
Yep, it's only 3.
Ooh,
Well, foodle on that. I'm flipping a table right now.
I want to flip a table too. That's not cool. At least
Wow.
4 issues, man.
All my
At the
tables are
least.
broken. I have no tables to flip.
You just need to have a line of miniature tables just all set up for flipping.
You know what I need to do is get those little pizza box things,
Yes, those.
and just flip those.
Yeah. Like tiddlywinks.
Yeah.
As much as I love the main Transformers artists that do the book formerly known as Rid and More Than Meets the Eye, this is Margaret and Sarah's characters. It's their stuff. So what really disappoints me, and I'm just going to say this right now, is the fact that Sarah Stone is not doing any covers, as far as I know, on this series. Everything I've seen from Solicits has Livio and Casey Collar listed and does not have Sarah Stone listed on any of them. So that is kind of disappointing because I just...
Maybe she was working her little heart out on so many things that, you know...
Maybe.
It could be.
Because, I mean, I know she was even asking for help with flats on this. Mm-hmm. So I know she's got to be up to her eyeballs in something. But, I mean, that doesn't stop us from being, you know, completely ever hungry, never satisfied art consumers.
Yeah. That has absolutely happened with her art. Like, yeah.
I mean, if you think about where she was a year ago, we were just, I think we haven't even heard of her this past year in Transformers community. Yeah. And look where she's gone. Amazing.
No, I know, and you know, I'm very happy for her, but I'm just saying this is their series. This is their characters. This is what they started with, and I just wish at least one of the covers, even if it was just the regular cover, would be something that she would have done.
It's like it deserves to be by her in a way. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, maybe we can hope that, like, the trade, when it comes out, that it's got, you know, a Sarah art on it.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That would be a great...
We'll put our dibs in now. Sarah, if you're listening to this, can we have a cover for the for the trade?
What about you? What about you, Amy?
I'll pay with cookies. For me, I really, the only thing I remember is, like, my only expectations just were, basically, with the last thing that I remember Margaret saying, that, you know, she talked about possibly, you know, just continuing the story of Windblade, and I was curious as to how that would wrap into Robots in Disguise. Well, formerly known as Robots in Disguise.
It's going to be known as that forever. I cannot stop saying it. I tried.
You'll never take that off. It'll be it will always call it formerly known as Robots in Disguise. Kind of like, you know, Prince formerly known as the artist.
Comic formerly known as Rid, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We'll always call it that, the comic formerly known as Rid. So I just remembered that, and then when we found out that it was going to be, you know, in the Combiner Wars track, then I was like, curious as to how this will happen. But, you know, opening the first issue and knowing that we are actually going to Caminus, I was like, yes! I was like, ooh, this is going to be great.
And she calls herself an Autobot with that laugh. Whatever.
That's another good soundbite that we can use.
Whirl, he could have been a Decepticon if he hadn't beat up Megatron. He started the war. He started it all because he couldn't keep his hands to himself. Oh, believe me, there's a whole lot more than just that. That's just the tease. Go and read More Than Meets the Eye as well. So, if you're not, you know, you're a bad fan.
Bad fan.
No one can see it, but I'm raising my hand because I have not read either book since issue 35.
Yes, but you started it. That's the whole point. You know what you're in for when you open up a Roberts or a Barber comic. You know what to expect to a point. You know, I mean, they can blow expectations because they always do. My mind was my mind was blown with issue 38, or was it 39? No, it was 38.
38.
38. I was like, oh my gosh, he's not leaving, is he? Because
that freaked me out.
That was freaky.
Like, you're tying up all the loose ends. I'm feeling really, you know, weird because I'm not used to that.
I'm feeling like he's going to announce next week he's leaving, and I'll be like, no!
Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare jinx. Okay, Heather jinxed this podcast already. She's like, we need to start early just in case something goes wrong with the computers. Guess who got a 20-minute start late because of her computer?
Okay, I want to know who jinxed auto assembly then.
It was probably me saying, I can't wait to go to auto assembly because I'm going this year. And literally, I was looking at hotels the night before, and I'm like, okay, I'll put next paycheck, I'll reserve my hotel. Next day, boom. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So, anyway, back on track.
Okay, so yes, those are my expectations, and of course, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, and of course, like opening up the pages and reading it was just like, oh love you, God. Just want to, send them a little note and say, bless you. You just made my day. Yeah. I read the first issue. Yay!
It's like you just got your Snuggie on. It's nice and comfortable, but there's that little breeze in the back part that gets you kind of scared, right?
Yeah. And I'm going to gush about Sarah's art because it is so pretty.
Oh, gush away. Gush away. As for me,
I want more of her stuff in Transformers.
Oh, for sure.
Please.
The only expectation I have is I want to see my prediction about Chromia come true. If you guys don't remember,
what's your prediction?
What? She goes bad.
Yeah. I don't.
She teams with Starscream, and that's what I want. I doubt it's going to happen, but that's what I want.
No. There's enough fan fiction about the Windblade and Starscream. Chromia will have to find her own. Ooh, Swindle.
Oh my gosh, Swindle's adorable. I could just see Derek J. White just gushing over this series.
Swindle is okay. I keep wanting to say stuff, but we need to let you just be orderly about this. But I do have stuff to say about Swindle later.
Okay. So let's get started then. Right now we are on issue 1.
Well, it's definitely not issue 0.
Well, yeah.
Are we going to do any covers?
Yes, that's what I'm going. We're going into covers here shortly. First, we're going to let know it's written by Margaret Scott, but the story is also by her and John Barber. Art by Sarah Stone, the lovely, lovely Sarah Stone. Letters by Tom B. Long, and editor is Carlos Guzman. And we do have a barrage of covers here. We'll start with our main 3. Okay, so the regular cover. It is Superion in the background and Windblade with her arms open wide right in front of him. Artwork by Casey Collier. I know. And colors by Joanna Lafuente. I finally got to say that right.
Good job.
I love saying her name. She has got a cool name. Okay, then we got the subscription cover, which has Minosaur leaning over the destruction, and Windblade and Starscream running away from him. That is by Olivia Ramondelli. And we also have a retailer incentive cover of Superion picking up Windblade in his hand and giving each other fist bumps. Okay.
Horrible.
I love that cover. Okay, I guess you guys know which one I'm going for. Mike, which cover? Oh, I guess I should talk about the other covers. There is also retailer exclusive covers, which shows Devastator taking down specific comic book stores, which the comic book stores could have commissioned to have them done. That the artwork was by Travis Sengos. Is that how you say it? I think so. Yeah, and colors by Josh Burcham. So, and there's 6 different stores. Yeah. So Buy Me Toys, Giant Robot Comics, Midtown Comics, 4-Color Fantasies Comics, St. Mark Comics, and G&B Comics. So, Mike, you're first up. We'll let the guy go first for once. Which of these covers would you like for once? Would you like to hold in your hand and say, "This is beautiful"? It's not Sarah, but it's beautiful.
It's gotta be the subcover for Livio. I've always, every time Livio does anything recent, I remember when Nicole and I had done in the Pullback episode 86 when we did Dark Cybertron, and Livio's art needs to be in the books more, just as Sarah's does, but every time Livio does covers, I just love when he does them because they look so cool.
Awesome. What about you, Amy?
Well, I usually go with Casey because, hey, I like Casey's stuff. I love it. I love it. But I really am kind of interested in this new artist that we have here, this Sarah Petrie.
Gosh. I'm such an idiot. You can tell it's my first time. I forgot to mention the artist. So, yeah. Go ahead and say your name.
I'm going to screw it up. I know I am because...
Okay, Sarah Petrie Dorchier?
I think it's Derosher. But I'm not sure if it's Pitre or no.
I like fist bumps. Like fist bumps, and to see Windblade giving Superion, who is awesome, a fist bump. Yeah, that does it for me. Not that the others don't. It's just that just really like it, and Windblade looks so incredibly cute. I just want to pick her up and cuddle her.
I know, she's got the cutest little smile. Okay, Heather, what about you?
Okay, actually, all three of them are pretty even. I love the dynamism and especially Windblade's pose in Casey's one. I kind of would like to see the colors in real life because they're kind of washed out on the PDF, so I can't really, but I love Menosaur's sneery scowl face on Livia. Not such a fan of the one-legged run of Starscream and Windblade, but it's a cool cover, and the Sarah's one is just adorable. Like, I can't even look at it without just being like, so I'd probably go with that one just because, I mean, even I, as like a girl, I'm still getting used to the idea that we can have semi-cute Transformers art and that it's not instantly dismissed. Like, I struggle with having this really somewhat messed up attitude that girly art is somehow bad or not as legit as boy-y art, which is silly. But I really do fight it. Like, I even fight it with Sarah's art. So yeah, I'll choose this one, the fist bump one, just to prove that it can be done. Gosh darn it, and not everything has to be male centric.
There you go.
Internet high five.
Fist bump.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just makes you love them. Gosh. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, I agree with all three of them are gorgeous, and it pains me to not actually pick Casey's cover because I usually love Casey's work, but Sarah's is just, like you said, adorable. Windblade is smiling, and she looks friendly, and she looks happy. She finally is happy for once.
Yeah,
and I like that. I like to see people get a little bit of happiness in their life. Sure, they might be destroyed 10 minutes later, but, it works out.
Living in the moment.
Yeah,
you know
Sarah...
what? It's kind of got that Big Hero 6 flavor.
It
Yeah.
does. Yeah. Yeah. So, Sarah, without an H.
Superion needs to go, blah, blah, blah.
No, he doesn't. No, he does not.
Yes.
Hell no.
That would be awesome. John, make it so.
So now we have Sarah with the H and Sarah without a H.
Yes, exactly.
So if your name is Sarah, you could work at Transformers, apparently. I like the idea. Okay. Okay, so we come to our first...
Joshes and the Joshes.
Yeah.
That's right, Josh and Josh.
Sarah's.
They do the colors. Yeah. They were just born with pencils in their hand,
It's part of their extension.
Their 6 finger is pencil. So we come to our previously page, and if by chance you didn't read formerly RID number 39, this kind of tells you what happened there. So Windblade tells Optimus Prime he and his team on Cybertron about the 13 colonies and how they were established and how the 13 Titans went looking for the new worlds for their race.
Sounding very Battlestar Galactica.
I know.
Yeah.
I heard the 13 colonies. I'm like, wait.
It gets you Battlestar Galactica. Just wait.
Yeah, exactly. So
they're just not searching for a planet called Earth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Starscream prepares for his first contact with Cheminus, mostly looking for the perfect outfit. But he also, he also has that Enigma accommodation in his hands. But we got to worry about an outfit first, okay?
Yeah, you've got the gimmick. Now you need the outfit to go with it, right?
I loved that part. I really did. It has such a.
It can be a belt buckle piece.
Exactly. So Starscream, doing what he does best, goes to Swindle and tempts him what he loves most, and he bribes Swindle, giving him the Enigma to establish his old gang of Stunticons. So, I take it, Mike, you did not read number 39.
No.
Did you two?
Yeah, I totally
I
read
did,
it.
yes.
It
Absolutely.
was awesome.
Okay, Mike, so did you find yourself lost on the previous page because you didn't read number 39?
No, not really.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that because there was so much that happened in 39. So many options.
I mean, they open this with a previously page, but it's one of those things where it's still, for someone who hasn't read Transformers 39, it's still one of those things where it's kind of fresh. It's kind of like, okay, this is what's going on, and here's where we're going. So, I mean, it was fine for me.
Okay,
I wasn't lost at all.
So there wasn't anything that could help you like catch up or anything.
The previously page kind of, does that for you.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's so many good little bits and bobs in number 39. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I literally laughed out loud at a couple parts.
We have got to go over the roll call page.
Okay. So roll call. Roll call. Okay, so we have Optimus Prime, former leader. Whatever.
Yeah, just laugh at that. Just laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Former leader, my foot.
we all know who's in charge. Me. No, joking. So we have
even if he chooses not to be in charge, he is in charge just because he just has it all together all the time.
He's the Prime.
Are you serious?
Prime, yeah.
All together all the time?
Well, not completely.
Remember when he was on an asteroid planet
dunce
for
hat.
2 years?
Yeah, and but that's the thing is he's just fighting his true nature. That's all. He's just like, oh, I have to overthink things, so I got to go put a dunce hat on.
You remember? And he went a whole year saying, "I'm not Optimus Prime."
I know, but that was just him pouting.
Yeah, I'd rather have him pouting than give me your face.
I'd rather have to be your face, Prime. I love it.
But I don't know. Pouting gets really old.
This is why he hasn't been the center of attention. He would just like, okay, we're going to put you over here in a corner. You're going to pout, and we're going to move on with the story. And when you're done, you can come out of timeout back into the story. Exactly.
Yeah,
it's like timeout Prime or EMO Prime, or give me your face Prime. I want to murder you.
It's crazy. But yeah, I will throw out a little thing. Everybody who hasn't read Punishment, go get Punishment.
Oh my gosh,
it's really important, especially since there's little bits in there because this issue happens right after. So you gotta. Oh wait, no. It was sorry, I'm getting Transformers 39 and this issue confused in my brain because they're right after each other. But yeah, there's crap that happens in Punishment that makes the stuff that's happening in these issues a lot more meaningful, especially in regards to Windblade. So just throwing that out there. Everybody go spend money and give it to IDW.
So Nicole essentially lied to me then.
What?
I asked Nicole a day and a half ago if Punishment had anything to do with what's currently going on. She said no, it's its own story.
No, well, in a way, it is its own story. It's
You're just caught in a lie.
No, because it's kind of like a murder mystery in itself.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things that happen, but overall, I think you could pick up Punishment and just enjoy it.
Okay, I have a confession. I have not read Punishment, and I've been dying to get it. It's the whole pregnancy and having a baby, and I haven't had a chance to get it.
Put Seriously, that baby down and read, girlfriend.
After doing this for 4 years straight, it's kind of nice to take a little break.
I
know some people out there might be gasping, saying, "You're not a true fan." It's like, no, really, I just needed a break. Sometimes you need to eat and sleep and all of that stuff too. Well,
I understand, but
I have a family and my house is in so much trouble.
Man. I really am giving you love, Amy.
I do not put down the Underbase responsibilities very lightly, okay? Yeah. If you've been listening, I have not been on the show for 2 months. This is a switch for the 4 or 5 years that I've been running it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is Adam running it right now?
Yes, Adam, and I jump in every once in a while and give my kudos and say, woohoo!
There you go.
I tell him, awesome, you're so great.
Because you're contractually obligated to say woohoo.
No, well, not contractually. I'm still very much a part of the Underbase. I'm just not running it right now.
Yeah. Okay.
It exists because
we're in good hands, people.
Yes, you're in good hands.
We also have Starscream, Cybertronian ruler, Rat Trap his lackey.
Scoop X Autobot,
who I still don't understand at all. I'm like, John, what is his character arc again? I do not get it. He just waffles back and forth.
He has no It's like he's a samurai with no master.
The thing is,
but he's not cool enough to be a Ronin.
I know.
No. Scoop, in 3 years, you will realize how important he was to the story. That's how James works.
John.
This one is John.
Well, you know how they work.
He is becoming increasingly important. I just don't know him at all. Like one day he's like, I love Starscream, and the next day I hate Starscream. He betrayed me. Galvatron, I love you. And now he's like, Starscream, I brought you a present.
He
needs to get on medication. He sounds bipolar.
Yeah.
Okay, and then next we have Ironhide, the old vet. Chromia.
Thanks for noticing me.
And he's never around when you need him.
Exactly.
No, he's not.
He needs to be on Earth right now giving somebody a big knuckle sandwich.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Chromia, the brash warrior. Wheeljack, the conflicted scientist. Superion, the comatose combiner. I love that. Swindle, the former Decepticon. Minosaur, combiner. And Blackjack, secret police. Blackjack
is the secret police.
I love it.
And Superion is not going to be comatose after what page?
Here shortly.
He's not going to be comatose for very much longer.
No.
Next time I'll say badass combiner.
So
sorry, I'm just picturing it actually saying that. That'd be pretty fun.
That would be awesome. I would love to see that. That'd be awesome.
Because Superion's so chill. He's like, I'm chill. Anyway, moving on. Okay.
Here's my can of whoop ass. Just saying.
He just carefully places it down in the middle of the field of battle.
Okay, everybody, walk away if you don't want to get it.
Yeah.
What, was there some sort of copyright thing that they didn't reinforce? Why are some of the aerial bots not named what I know they should be named?
Well, because they're actually different dudes, Mike.
Okay.
They had to replace some of them. I think probably, to be honest, partly because maybe Hasbro had lost the rights to the name or something. But that all sucks. Of the combiners, and I actually think John's probably going to do something with this because he started to mention it. All the combiners have at least, Minosaur, as far as I know, has got one new person, obviously, because Swindle's not in there. And there was something about so-and-so left and we got this other person, and I wasn't paying attention even though I should have been because I was reviewing the comic. But
one of the characters of Superion was killed.
Yeah, wait, who was killed?
Dark Cybertron. I don't remember who, but I know that Powerglide is going to be replacing.
Yeah, we have Powerglide and Alpha Bravo as the new people in Superion.
Yeah.
So it's
Powerglide, really? Seriously?
Well,
this is an improvement for him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm totally on your team about this, Mike. The only thing is that Sarah's drawing him, and so we take deep breaths, and we go, Sarah's drawing him, and Margaret's writing him. Deep breaths, deep breaths.
Yeah, but I hope to God their writing and drawing can save Powerglide from the awful history he has, because I'm sorry, oh God.
If he dies, I won't cry all that much, except for I will, because Sarah will have drawn him and Margaret will have written him, and then I'll you guys made me like him! Gah!
Dang it!
I just look at it as this way. What has Powerglide done up until this point? Not much.
He fell in love with a human.
Yes, that was G1.
I know.
And that's not this continuity.
Yeah,
he hasn't really done much, so this is the time for him to become awesome because he becomes part of Superion.
Yeah, we need to take him on. John needs to take him on a little mini character arc where he learns that he doesn't have to impress everybody with sound effects all the time. Because isn't he the one that's like, here we go?
As long as he doesn't pull up pipes, that's all I care about.
What, John? Do we have to put our foot down? Yeah.
Oh, speaking of putting our feet down.
No more death.
Speaking of putting our feet down, we have something that happens like that in this issue. So, onto the first page.
Yes. Yeah, poor Nicole's like, I have to go to work, guys.
I have to gush about this. The first image.
It is
Dawn
pretty.
on Caminus. Lost Cybertronian colony. I love that panel. Oh my gosh. I opened up this page and I went, oh, it's so good to have Sarah back. It was just like, give me a screensaver of that right now. I want it on my computer, on my big widescreen monitor. I want that. Sarah, if you're out there, You know my email address. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind to suddenly have this on my computer screen. I will tell no one.
Except for all the people that listen to this show.
Yeah. The thing that makes it awesome is how Sarah put all that little detritus floating around.
I know. So
because all that does is just be like, it's not an okay place. It looks all beautiful and pristine, but there's crap floating, and it's like, no, things are not quite happy there.
Yeah.
It's not as pretty as you want it to be.
Yeah.
So
the grass is not always greener on another planet.
Do they have grass there?
No.
Well, they don't have metal.
Yeah, that's true.
The rocks are not always prettier on another side of the planet.
Well, we find ourselves looking at Caminus, and with a bunch of unknown bots. At least I don't recognize these.
One of them's Hotshot, because probably Walkie was like, put Hotshot in!
Do we know that for sure? That's what Hotshot?
Well, he's not named, but he's totally Hotshot.
Yeah, that's true. So, well, they're having a bad day. Things are going awry, and many sectors of Caminus are shutting down. That even the Titan can't even identify what's going on. Well, come to find out, Swindle and his buddies have come through the space bridge, and it looks like Swindle is having a rough of a day as the Chameleons. How do you say it? Chameleons? Chameleons?
Camions?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, it looks like he's having a rough day as
long as they're not clones, you know.
Yeah.
Star Wars, it's Camino is where all of the clones were.
That's right.
Spoilers.
Oh well, he has encountered the law enforcement, but like Swindle, that doesn't stop him from shooting his mouth off.
I love this line. As soon as I read this, I don't know. It reminded me of the line that Cup says to Hot Rod in Transformers the movie. Oh, of all the circuit-blown glitch I.O. dim-wittery. And he says, Justice, when was the last time anyone expected a Decepticon, albeit a ex-Decepticon, to give a rusty fender about justice?
God, Swindle's so adorable. So, go ahead. Were you going to say something?
Nope.
Okay.
I was just going to agree, but yeah.
Swindle's adorable.
Swindle is he is the icing on this issue.
Exactly.
Swindle is fun.
He's the icing and the cherry.
Yeah, can I go off about Swindle right now, actually? Because I've done massive whiplash about him lately. Because, Sarah and Margaret do this very specific, very Transformers animated, very cute Swindle. And when he first showed up, I was like, wait, what? Because I'm used to Swindle being, Swindle, the jerk that you can't trust and really, completely not adorable. Used car salesman. You kind of got to wipe your hands after you shake his hand with him. And then he shows up here and he's adorable. And then the previous issue, the Transformers 38, he instantly jumped back into that used car salesman mode. And I was like, ah! I just got used to cute Swindle, and then here he is being sort of
John and Margaret writing.
Yeah, but here he is being kind of this really interesting balance of the two, where he's still that kind of selfish, just out to not watch the world burn in a Joker way, but watch the world burn in a popcorn eating way, and so it's a good balance here, but it has been really tricky to wrap my mind around, where I'm not quite sure.
I always pictured Swindle as a chameleon. He always changes with what his environment gets him, because he wants to do whatever is going to give him the advantage. So if he's got to be cutesy and friendly, he will. If he's got to be that swindly little car salesman, he'll do that too. So that's just Swindle. Yeah. As long as he's got those beautiful little purple eyes, it's
And there's another really cool thing that I hope you bring up. I love that they've got kind of a team of city speakers here, because there's Hotshot-ish guy who, it can't be Hotshot because he totally died in this other issue, and this other girl who I don't know her name yet, but they both are city speakers because they're both reading Caminus right there, and I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I kind of get the feeling though, like when I was reading this, that Windblade is of a different caliber because I don't know, maybe it's because she got there and it was like they call her city speaker.
Yeah.
And there's just something about it that just I don't know, there's something about it just seemed like they sent their best one. I don't know, it's weird.
They show her a level of respect.
Yeah.
You're right.
But then at the same time, I also get the feeling, too, that there aren't a lot of them.
Yeah, no.
Like, these two might be the only ones that are left there.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that what happened in the very first, when we first got introduced to Windblade, way back when in the very first issue of the very first series? She said she is from I believe, I could be wrong, but I swear that she said she is from a very rare species from Caminus, where she is a city speaker. It's like, I don't know. I could be wrong, though.
Yeah.
But.
We'll have to go back and look. I think she was trained or something. Now I'm curious. I'll have to go look. But yeah, it's interesting. There's another thing, like where Swindle's punching the wall and being like, "Man, they don't even have any metal here," which is interesting that they don't have metal. I mean, what is it made out of?
Mm-hmm.
Rock.
But there's like this person that's been killed in a splatter of blue, and it looks vaguely female, and that makes it somehow worse. I'm like, you killed a girl.
This is how they're getting rock lords in there. They're all made out of rock.
God, you stole my line because you already said, oh, it's made of rock, and I'm like, oh, sure. Now that's the way they're going to bring the rock lords in.
That would be awesome. All right. Well, then we go into our next page, which we have our title page here, the sum and its parts. We have the first look of a combiner for the miniseries, and we got I love this guy, Menosaur, my favorite combiner. Thank you. I had to tell everyone that. And he knows how to make one hell of an entrance, as he finds out he doesn't take too well to the law.
Biggest party crasher ever.
Exactly. As he takes his massive foot and decides to put the law underneath of him and make it go squish.
And he squishes somebody, doesn't he?
Yep, that's it. He makes it go squish. So
that's what all that blue liquid is that guy with the face that was like, huh.
Like I said, I didn't think that Cybertronians were so squishy.
They are when you have something that big squishing them.
Yeah. Well, we also get a little Swindle a little fumed up as well. So let's just talk about this one little panel. What do you think of the violence so far? Does this work? We have a dead. I guess it's a female comedian. I can't.
Camion.
I thought it was the head dude, right? That showed up.
No, she's talking about the one at the top.
Yeah, the previous panel, and then we got the violence of him just doing a pipes. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, except we didn't have that guy's name, so he's like gone forever.
He has a cool face, though. I really like his face and the way his eye visor thingy goes down the middle of his faceplate. That looks cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree. He's like some sort of sentinel,
like
a
souped up sound wave or something.
I'd like to believe that there's actually that's their version of the faceplate.
Yeah.
And he has a face underneath there, which we'll never see now.
Yeah, it's
dead.
Pretty smashed. That's really like it's the splash of blue. I'm like, I
love it. I love it.
He means business.
So
I saw this and I went, oh yeah.
I love it. So, my next question is, what are your feelings about Swindle not being part of Minosaur?
I think it's kind of crazy.
Like how?
It's just he's always been a part of the Stunticons, every incarnation. And I understand they're going for something a little different here, and he's kind of pulling all the strings, but I don't know. It just feels weird that he's not a part of something he's usually a part of.
I think that if he was a part of Menosaur, we wouldn't be getting all of these really great insights to him because he would be part of a whole. And they've already kind of shown combiners. Once you're in combined mode, you're not yourself anymore. You are part of the whole. Mm-hmm. And I think Swindle's one of those characters that he kind of is wasted a little bit to put him in with the combiners under that premise. Mm-hmm. Because he has carried this issue, and he has carried, anytime that we've had him a couple other times in the past, he seems to be standing up in front because of the way he's being written.
Yeah.
He's such a dynamic character that it's almost a waste to keep him in a combiner. So I'm kind of glad that he's not part of the combiners. I know. I kind of see it as that he's kind of like the handler of Menasor because he knows what it's like to be.
Yeah.
He knows what it's like to be, one of the dudes. But he's kind of like, oh, I'm off the hook right now. I can like be myself, and I can, tell him, okay, come this way, big guy. Okay, stop, right there. Just okay, perfect. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. And he's also with the cool crowd.
Did he actually combine with them in that first time in the ongoing back a long time ago?
With Casa's ongoing, I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's still, even then, I picture him as being kind of the guy who made it all happen. But yeah, cool. Yeah, it's much more fun this way because it makes Menasor bigger when you've got this little guy sort of carrying his leash, and it's so much more fun having Swindle sitting there being like, and by the looks on your faces, I'm assuming we're free to go. And, just being snarky and fun. Because Menasor, all he can do is be like, and it's much less fun. So I'm really glad that they've gone this route.
I loved what he said there, by judging by the looks of your faces. You're not even seeing their faces, but I'm like going, oh, yeah, I can just imagine those guys going, oh my,
Yeah. And Menasor just like stoop.
Here you go.
This is the first time they've ever seen something this huge. Be like,
Check
what
out these
the
guns.
heck is that?
Yeah. The poor blue guy that gets squished, he actually, you care about him for a second because, he looks up and he sees Menasor and then he still stands there and he's like, nope, you're under arrest too. And even Swindle's like, well, that's pretty cool.
I bet the rest of them
now
are
you're
thinking,
going to get squished.
Hey, we're no longer law enforcement dudes. Like, we're out of here, man. They ain't paying me enough.
Well, yeah, they also get backhanded.
Yeah.
This way they know Menasor is serious, Yeah. They have no idea what to expect. Because, see, if if a combiner like that walked onto Cybertron, what would they do? Run away! These guys are standing there, okay, you're both under arrest. So because they have no idea what they're getting into.
Oh, and I'm remembering something. Remember how Windblade was like, on our planet, we don't shoot?
Yeah.
Because you might hit something and we don't have anything to waste? So they're coming from that society. It's like, what is the joke, this horrible joke about an American policeman says stop or I'll shoot, and a British policeman says stop or I'll yell stop again? So these guys are much more, stop, we have nightsticks. And they're facing...
they have giant feet.
Yeah, they're facing somebody who's just... We shoot each other all day, every day, just for target practice and fun times.
Yeah, we just got done with the 4 million year war.
And we're bored
it's not
now.
out of our blood yet,
Yeah.
We want to go stomping and tromping through the city.
Yeah. I seriously love Swindle's little Starscream. Sorry, what, Mike?
No,
She said stumping and trumping through the city. All I can think of is friggin', again, it's Cup, stumping and trumping down the mountain.
No, I just want to see, after she said that, I just want to see Menasor with an umbrella in his hand singing.
No.
Oh, man.
Come on, that would be awesome.
Karaoke!
Well, for the next 2 pages, we kind of go back and forth between Swindle freaking out and, because he's worried that he knows that Starscream has betrayed him, and we also go back to a couple days ago where
It's Starscream.
Yeah,
Come on.
exactly. Come on.
How did you not get the memo, Swindle?
Yeah.
You know
I know.
this.
And so we go
You
back a couple
sucker.
days where Starscream has set up a side plan of hiring Blackjack as part of his security. And then we also see Menasor going a little nutty as well. So here, I got a question. So is this a side effect of being a combiner? You just go completely psychotic, and because Devastator has the same kind of side effect.
Yeah. Well, hasn't it always been, like, even in G1, when they combine, they become much simpler and much more my fist, your face?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Like,
true.
it's not like the combiners sit down and have diplomacy.
Well, no, but in in specifically the G1 cartoon, Devastator was always more destructive. Minosaur and Superion and who were the other two? Crap.
I never remember either. Just
You know, Minosaur and Superion always usually trade.
Are you talking about Bruticus?
Yeah, Bruticus.
Oh, yeah.
And
you got Computron.
Yeah, yeah.
Defensor.
Yeah, between Bruticus and Computron and Minosaur and Superion, those four bots, when they're each facing off against each other, they're always trading barbs in G1 and quick quips and whatever else. But I think here it's what's more interesting, and Amy's kind of talked me into the whole thing of liking Swindle outside of being part of the Combiner, is technically he's Dr. Frankenstein and Minosaur is the monster.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
well,
sense.
and Superion
It's
comes
alive!
off.
Just needs to
Superion
say
comes
that.
off as much more. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get to that later.
Well, and then I've just got to say before we continue, how adorable is Swindle trying to kick Minosaur? My gosh, I love this panel. It's so adorable.
Yeah.
Which panel is that?
The one where Swindle's trying to kick Minosaur, and he's about the same size of like a rivet. I love it. Love it.
Oh yeah, it's clean. I was happy to see that Starscream's secret police are not just a forgotten thing. They're still creepy, but I love that now we've got a face to at least one member of it, because it's that, what is his name? Blackjack.
Blackjack.
So we know he's kind of a member, and then he shows up later with his creepy mask on, and so
I'd like to think that Blackjack is like the voice of Jack Black.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
With Swindle and Minosaur here, you gotta love Swindle, and I can only hear Fred Willard in my head saying this: Minosaur, are you even listening to me?
Fred Willard has the perfect voice for him. Oh,
yeah,
such a good voice. So, well, we head back to Cybertron, where our pretty boy leader is still picking out a new outfit. Optimus.
Can I just say, if Starscream, because he's talking about colors, if he is in his Armada body and he paints himself blue, I will flip a table so hard. Because oh gosh, there's redoing Armada, and then there's like hardcore redoing Armada.
Just imagine if he goes green, like in G2.
I think we lost somebody.
Yeah, I think we did too. Who'd we lose?
I think Heather.
Yeah, we lost
Heather.
Heather.
Are you there?
Hold on. Trying to get her back.
Hold on.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, now I see where you guys are at.
There we go.
Yay!
There we go.
All right.
Are we all back?
All right. Hold on a second. I need
just a little edit right there when we lost.
Yeah, 159.14. Okay. So Starscream in his outfits and painted blue.
Yeah.
Well, I want it to be blue. I
really?
Yes. I think that would be such a slap, and I would love it.
Have you guys seen Armada? Like there's this,
and that's why I like it.
Like where he looks down and he's like in his like Armada voice, which is amazing. And he's like, I look like Thundercracker. He's just so disdainful.
And that's what I wanted to happen. And then we can have the whole Sleeping Beauty debate. It should be pink. It should be blue.
Oh gosh.
It should be blue.
Wow.
It does say a lot about him for that for the past 2 issues. He's been sitting there going, I don't know, what should I wear? I don't know. Oh my gosh. And there was this amazing thing last issue where Scoop was like, what are you even doing with your time?
I know.
And Starscream's like, who am I, Scoop? And Scoop's like, I hate you. Chosen one.
Yep. Well, Optus interrupts his playtime.
As he should.
As he should. And he looks awesome.
Yes, he looks really awesome.
Who's the leader? Who's the leader? Come on, man. Who's the leader?
Yeah. Who's not trying on paint?
Someone's activated the space bridge, and he needs to get down pronto. Well, Starscream, being Starscream, acts like, oh, well, I'll be right down there. This is the most important thing we need to do. As soon as Optimus
very
hangs
believable.
Yeah.
It's very believable. So.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Yeah. As soon as Optimus hangs up, he goes back to his color scheme. I swear, Starscream is worse than any girl getting ready for prom night.
Oh yeah.
I'm not kidding. It's just like, oh my god. So
I really like this panel right here where he says, especially in a crisis.
Yeah, that's very much Sarah's Starscream.
So devious.
And I
so
love that panel.
devious.
It looks so beautiful. It's beautiful, by the way.
Ugh.
So wait, I'm gonna pull a Starscream here myself. What body type do you think he should go with?
I love how he's just sitting there flipping the little hologram image. He's just, I don't know.
And Scoop is like, you're incorrigible.
Scoop's just like, my life is pain.
You're the one that said you loved him.
Ah.
Okay.
He's so vain.
We finally have our fearless leader meet up with the rest of the Cybertronian crew. And the tensions are a little high in the room. Starscream. He should be a seamstress.
Yes.
Seamstress. Starscream, well, he's thinking it's very convenient that the space bridge, I put it very convenient in air quotes, because come on, it's Starscream. You know? He's saying it's very convenient that the bridge opened up to Windblade's homeworld. And words are passed, and Starscream makes a call to someone to assemble a team. Okay, who do you think he called? Because if you haven't read 39, it might be confusing. I don't know. What about it, Mike? Do you know who he called?
No. I don't know. I'm more concerned about why isn't Chromia in jail?
Because she's awesome. And I tell you, she's in league with Starscream.
She was the villain of the last series, though.
I know, but I still think
there is some lasting tension between her and Windblade that has carried over.
Oh yeah,
Windblade didn't turn her in either.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was one of those things that it's like, okay, one of your bodyguards basically betrayed you, and you're keeping it to yourself because you know what's going to happen if you do. And then, of course, with Starscream being the way that he is, she needs to have somebody on her side. And who can she trust? Even though she can't trust her in some things, she can trust her at least to the fact that Chromia is not going to leave Windblade to Starscream, period.
Yeah. Well, and it's not even just that. It's the fact that Windblade's own position on Cybertron, along with Metroplex, is extremely precarious. And if she allows Starscream to broadcast what Chromia did, those two will get kicked off Cybertron so fast.
Yeah.
And she does not want to leave Metroplex, whom she seems to really love him.
Well, it's
at the
just
mercy
that.
of, but you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't want to just...
also there for her people, and I think she
exactly.
honestly believes that Metroplex being a part of her life, which will in turn be a part of theirs at some point, will benefit both.
Yeah, so she wants to stay there, and she's willing to kind of... That was, the whole arc of last series was her going from kind of squeaky clean, unfortunately, to being willing to play a little bit of the Starscream game.
She's playing politics, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
She's become...
Optimus has let more important things slide by him before. So, I mean, even if they did broadcast what Chromia did, all I'm saying is I wish there was a little bit of consequences, is all I'm really saying.
Yeah. I'm sure there are
even for a little
between
bit.
the two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually really like how, right now, especially in this scene, all the characters are intelligent. They're picking up on unspoken cues. Like, Starscream, of course, is being kind of a jerk and catching people out. But, there's that interplay between Chromia, who's like, yeah, I wonder how they even knew the space bridge down here worked, Starscream. And he just throws right back at her. Probably the same way Swindle knew the codes you used in your little jailbreak. And so they kind of know what's going on. And then later Prime's like, yeah, I see how your timing here is really convenient for you, Starscream, of this little crisis. And everybody's really aware of how everyone's got their own individual agenda, and they're very much watching each other. And so no one is looking like they're being led around by the nose, which is nice, because sometimes that happens, especially to Blinking Prime. But at least here he's like, no, I see what's going down. And I'm not just going to stand around and look red and impressive. I'm going to actually pay attention. Participate.
I'm just going to hover over your shoulder.
Time, Prime.
Yeah, no kidding.
Prime is doing the one thing that pisses me off more than a lot of things. Hovering over your one shoulder while you're trying to do computer work. I'm just like, go away.
Yes, but in this instance,
I'd be watching too. I'd be watching every move he makes.
Oh, wait, you don't trust Starscream? Come on.
Oh, with that face? His little last grin right after that panel with Prime. I love how huge Prime is. Sarah just does great stuff with everybody's relative sizes.
He's
That's
huge and
just
awesome. And we'll get to that later too. But
he should be huge and intimidating.
Mm-hmm. Well, and so, it looks, we go to the next page, and it looks like Swindle is having a rough day. Poor Swindle. It just got worse for him. As the team of flyers makes its way through the space bridge, and along with Ironhide and Chromia, who gets some flirting on. Hello. Yeah. Bow chicken, bow wow. Okay. And, the flyers try to take out Menasor as they try to learn their right from their left.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny. Like, which right, which left? Yes, I love it. And so a lot of things happen. They go back and forth from Cybertron and Caminus. So it's really quick. I just picture how quick this would be if it was on the movie screen. So back on Cybertron, Windblade makes her way through the space bridge, as well as to keep Optimus back. And she's like, I can't tell you right now. Just stay here, stay put. So Optimus Prime is taking orders from Windblade. So,
well, she knows it's her world. He better pay attention.
Yeah, that's true.
He's doing exactly what he should be doing. You know, he's taken a back seat basically to being in charge, and he's very good at being the team player. Mm-hmm. So of course he's going to go to the next, head of authority, even though we all feel like, hey, Prime, you're in charge. He knows how to take charge. He's making it a point to put other people in charge. I think his little jaunt out, in the universe when he was, I'm not Prime anymore, I'm Orion Pax. I think this is kind of showing without actually having to tell us, they're showing us, but it's just like without having to actually define it, that's exactly what he is. He's the guy that he gets it. He's like, if I'm going to take a step back, I have to let other people be in charge and make mistakes.
Well, this is what makes Optimus Prime the Optimus Prime we've known since 1984 in the cartoon series. Is he wants to go to Caminus. He wants to meet their leaders, but Windblade knows better because Windblade knows something that he doesn't. Yeah. And she's not ready to share it just yet. And he is willing to allow her the time. And it isn't one of these situations where, the head of the FBI says, well, you have 24 hours to close this case. No, he's going to give her the time. And when the time is right, she will say, okay, you can come see our planet's leadership. Yeah. And she's doing this for a purpose. And I think it's really great how Margaret and John have written this to a point where it's kind of shocking when it was to me a little bit. I mean, I know we're not there yet, but what she reveals to Optimus as to how...
yeah, I know what you're getting at.
You know what I mean? It's like...
That's why I love this issue. I was like, yes!
Yeah. And that's the good thing about Optimus, is that, as you already said, Amy, he can sit down, delegate, and take a back seat. He doesn't need to... Optimus has always had, for the most part, the greater good.
Yeah.
As what's gonna do me the best good for everybody, not you look at Optimus, you look at Starscream,
and that's why you can trust him. That's why you can trust Optimus Prime, is because he has the greater good.
Exactly. If you look at Optimus and Starscream, especially in this issue, Starscream, we all know he's a schemer. He's a quote-unquote, I guess, former Decepticon. I don't know what the hell he is anymore. But it's one of those things... Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he is so self-serving that he has his own agenda. He has his own needs and wants. Optimus never has any needs and wants. What his want is to make sure that everyone... Oh, God, Optimus Prime is Phineas and Ferb. He wants everyone to have the best day ever. You know?
He's your daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's written right, that's who he is.
God. Amy, don't you dare break out your pizzazz voice.
Daddy!
Oh, my gosh.
Well, we get a lot of good action scenes here when we're back on Caminus. So you see Minosaur just pretty much running amok, and I love it. He's beautiful, he's so colorful, and he makes a lot of boo-ahs. Kabooms, and I love it.
And he has awesome robot teeth.
Oh my gosh, he does. He does. I think Minosaur looks so beautiful. I love... Again, he's my favorite combiner.
That one page when we hit the whole thing of Minosaur where he's taking a shot to the face and he's standing there and they're shooting his leg and that was such a good panel. It's like, oh, it's a full screen shot of Minosaur. Holy crap, man.
Love it.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That's cool. It's a full screen, but it's been broken up into That's cool.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? Awesome. Yep. So beautiful.
Ah.
And so, once through the bridge, Windblade picks up a hitchhiker. And here
that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, and here we could tell there's still a lot of tension between her and Chromia. So there's also things heating up between both worlds. Backup is needed from Cybertron, but who is the one leading the team? Is it Optimus or Starscream? And we also get a lovely panel here. Love this. This is one of my favorite panels. And we get a lovely panel of Starscream getting reamed like a school kid by his teacher, Optimus Prime. I love this little panel.
It's amazing.
I love this panel. So basically he's saying, you may have the title, but we all know I'm in charge here. Okay.
Well, it's not even that, because what he's threatening, he says, do you want me to have Prowl look into how convenient this situation was for you? So he's not saying, I'm telling you. He's just saying, I know what you're up to, and I can pull the rug out from under you if I want to. Mm-hmm. But I'm still going to, he's still letting him, quote unquote, be in charge. He's just telling him he's not going to take any more of his crap. And then I love how the next panel, it's like all that like black art, and Starscream's wings are all droopy.
I love it. It's just so adorable, and I love it.
This is what he wanted, though. I mean, if you look at it, he perpetuated this whole thing. Yeah, he's playing Prime like a drum. He knows.
Someday someone's going to write Prime not being played, and I'm going to throw a party.
But that's the thing. I think Prime knows that he's being played.
Yeah,
that's
he does.
The problem.
Least,
it's like
that's the thing. At least
it's the rock
knows.
and the hard place. It's the tension between that. He knows. Starscream knows. They're not admitting it. They're not saying it. He's been put into a corner by Starscream, and he knows it. That's why he's like, does Superion function?
Yeah.
Because he knows that he needs that now, even though he didn't want to. Now he does. Yeah. So it's like, God.
Right, but it also goes back to when Prime came back somewhere way back when in Dark Cybertron or something or other, and he finds out that Starscream is the quote-unquote elected ruler of Cybertron.
The chosen one, yeah.
Well, to hell with the damn hell with the damn chosen one thing. I'm so.
I'm gonna put that on a bumper sticker, Mike.
To hell with the chosen one.
Seriously, but it's one of those things where when Optimus came back and he found out that Starscream was the elected ruler of Cybertron, again, it goes to my point earlier. Optimus knows that's not going to be the best thing, but he's not going to go against the people. He's not going to... Optimus is not a dictator.
He's not Megatron.
or Galvatron. And it's one of those things where, yeah, in these panels, Optimus knows he's being played, like Amy said, but it's one of those things where he's letting it play out. So eventually Starscream can probably see the error of his ways, or so Prime can somehow find a way to defeat Starscream and show the people of Cybertron and Caminus and whoever else that, hey, look, this is the guy you really want leading you.
Yeah.
But he's not the guy that's going to say, I told you so.
Yeah, he's not even thinking that far ahead at this point. I don't think he's just
that's me thinking that. Yeah, that's me thinking that far ahead.
A piece that we are missing here is, I think it was in 39 that they did this, where Optimus Prime and Starscream are talking about Superion, and did they have the conversation? I'm pretty sure it happened in 39.
I have it open. What are you talking about?
The conversation that happened where Prime tells Starscream that he doesn't want his friends used as a weapon.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
That, I think, actually happened in 39, so I just wanted to bring that out real quick. If you haven't read 39, I'm pretty sure it did. Because that isn't illustrated here. That was another reason why he's a little frustrated with Starscream, because not too long ago...
He's like, they're not in it, Starscream, they're the aerial bots, they're my friends, not a weapon,
Yeah. So the fact that he now has to use them as a weapon to help out to stop Menasor is grating as well.
Extra ticked off at Starscream, because I'm sure,
which is why he's so short with him.
I really get the feeling that he knows Starscream is behind this. To the point that I think he knows Starscream at least nudged the whole Menasor thing to happen in the first place.
But see, to me, now I'm thinking Starscream-wise here. To me, Starscream, he's getting reamed right now, but in just a few minutes, he'll have 3 other steps to a new plan.
Oh, yeah.
That will benefit him, of course,
Oh,
yeah. Okay, that didn't work out.
Yeah,
so.
He thinks he's ahead of the game for quite some time this issue, but then...
Yep. Well, on the next page, we have Enter the Aerial Bots and the new member, Alpha Bravo.
And
then,
Sarah
of course,
takes a bunch of planes and make them look adorable. Planes looking adorable.
Oh, that helicopter.
Like, wow, go Sarah.
Yeah. And then we have a great look here of Superion. And, it's just so beautiful.
Cool dude, man. He's so bright and shiny. And he's like, I am it.
Yep. And it's game on.
I am the best. I am the best.
He
doesn't need to say it. He just is.
Yeah, and it's Superion versus Menasor for a few pages here, and it's great. I love this fight. It's beautiful.
And they have different styles of fighting, which is cool, because Superion fights smart. Like, he trips Menasor. He doesn't just go in and punch him. He trips him, and he's got the next move planned. Like, he trips him, and then he's ready with his gun.
Right.
Whereas Menasor would just be like...
Well, I think that's because they had Wheeljack involved in the making of Superion. And Jack's fairly smart, you know. Okay, he built dumb dinosaurs, but
not in this continuity.
Not in this continuity.
Just kidding. And so, but I think that has to have something to do with the intelligence. Whereas Menasor, they were kind of mismatched with a bunch of meatheads.
You done destroying this nice little city.
Well,
little city.
Hasn't Menasor always had that problem where Motormaster tries to force everyone to do what he wants, and so Menasor doesn't work well as a combiner?
No,
exactly. But that's fine.
Going back to the combining page when we see Superion combine. The bottom right-hand corner, it shows Menasor in a silhouette. I meant to bring this up earlier when we were talking about covers. I don't necessarily like them turning Menasor into Unicron's head as far as the horns go.
Oh, I love it. I think it's cool. It's very devilish. Love it.
Okay.
Each to their own. Right.
So we get the battle.
Okay, so we've got this battle going on for a few pages, and I love this. Like Heather was saying, they've got their different fighting styles. They also have a different speaking style as well. Yeah, you know, they still both use very short sentences and very few words, but Menasor is more of the grunt, you know, and Superion's like, okay, dude, really.
Yeah. I love when he's like, well, Superion tried.
Yeah.
Although when I first read that, I totally thought he was giving up already. I'm like, what? But then I read on and was informed.
Yeah.
I love this part where it says dead bots talk useless. That didn't even make sense. I love it that Superion says that to Minister.
He's so frustrated because he's not getting paid that he can't talk. Like today, my 7-year-old just completely went unglued because we were trying to get him to do homework. I'm not kidding when I say this on Twitter that that homework is the bane of my existence.
Yeah.
But he got to the point where he was so upset that he just could not form a coherent sentence or anything. And I kind of look at Menasor as being that. He's so frustrated because he's not going to get paid.
Yeah.
That he just can't function. So, Superion comes in here all cool-headed and like, dude, stop now. And it's like my husband telling my son, just quit. Just don't. Just sit there, take a deep breath in and do your work. And he just cannot function. He can't sit, It's like, well, I tried.
I just love this dialogue right here between the two. Minister's like, crush you, and then Superion's like, so you keep on saying, but Superion isn't afraid of you. Superion is superior, and you ain't Superion. I love that line. It's so cool. As he just pretty much takes out his face.
Oh, yeah, he double punched him. That's awesome.
Yeah, check it out, man. He's just, whoo.
Knuckle sandwich. Crunch.
Love it. Love it. So, So, do you think that's the end of Menasor? Is that it?
No.
Okay.
Lights out. That's all.
Yeah,
There is some
gonna
damage.
Have a headache.
Yeah, they're gonna be a little sore for a while.
Yeah.
They just got handed theirs.
Yeah, and Superion is still really cool headed. Superion is in control. Yeah. And he's like, maybe you should have called Superion sooner.
I like the fact that he talks about himself in the third person.
Third person. I was going to bring that up.
That's interesting because it really reinforces the whole. Because like we have Windblade being like, Aerial bots, are you okay? Are you in there? And Superion is fine. Superion is in control, and it reinforces the idea that Superion is his own being.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Margaret, of course, has managed to do yet another big bot that is now adorable. Because I'm like, I kind of love Superion now. He's fuzzy.
I was never really a Superion fan, but yeah, he's pretty cool. I gotta admit it. So, and here we start off with our Act 3, I guess you would say. Act 3.
Yeah.
Windblade is finally home, and she's encountering some of her other... Camino? I can't ever say it.
Comedians.
Her other people.
Her other people. There you go.
It's her hometown, man.
Yeah, it's her home. It's her home. So, and she's summoned a council with the Forge Fire Parliament and the Mistress of Flame. That sounds sexy.
Yeah, because at this point, I must speak with them all. So it's like, she knows. Like, so if Starscream was to show up, he would just talk with the council. Mm-hmm. She's actually asking for somebody even one step further than that because she knows who to talk to.
Yeah, well, they have to get ready for Cybertron to come by one way or another. And poor Swindle, he has to be dealt with on both sides, both Cybertron and Caminus. Poor guy. I really do feel sorry for him.
Next time Starscream gives you a call, say no.
Nope.
He's actually... I worry for him because he gets captured by a creepy mask dude, and it's like Lord Starscream gave specific orders about you, and basically Starscream has to silence Swindle because Starscream came to Swindle, offered him money, and sent him there. So Swindle knows that Starscream's the one that started this, and Starscream does not dare let that get out.
Oh, of course he wouldn't.
So, yeah, our poor cute little purple-eyed guy is in trouble.
I know.
But hey, he knows all the codes.
His fatal flaw is riches, so he knew how to say the right words. So I was like, you know what? Dude, you need to cure yourself of that.
Yeah.
Go get rich somewhere else. Leave Cybertron. Don't take calls from Starscream.
Yeah,
exactly.
Block all calls from him.
Well, after Windblade calls the council and everyone to come by, she actually does return to Cybertron. Man, this girl is getting frequent flyer miles between the two.
Yeah, no kidding.
And she lets Starscream go to Caminus, to make first contact, and then why he is making his way over there. We learn why Prime wasn't to go before, and basically she explains to Optimus, there we go, that he would be seen as a god. Kind of like how Heather sees him, And of course, she talks about the origin of Caminus, and you get this is what's really cool. You get the first look of the 13 primes. You get Solus Prime here, and she looks gorgeous. She looks beautiful, and the history of it, because we always heard about the 13 and all the history is going to come up. We finally get a little glimmer of what the history is here, and I really like that. I really do. So.
It starts to at least weave it into all of the other possible pasts that we have that have been lost. And because I was a little worried. I'm like, John, what are you doing?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'm still worried, to be honest.
Yeah.
yeah.
But this because it is presented as these guys' memory of the past, it allows it to be on an even footing with the other alternate pasts that we have. Instead of John being like, nah, I'm changing it. It's going to be this now. It's more of this is these people's creation myth.
Yeah.
So I can deal with it a little better.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's beautifully done.
And it's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. We can go on and on about the art. So, Starscream, he's on Caminus, and he's doing what he does best. He's still in the room with joy of his presence. He's only then interrupted by someone with a little more charm. Windblade introduces Optimus, very medieval-like, with all her fancy words, and she puts out a challenge to someone to show him the title of Prime. So one does come to the challenge, and surprisingly, it's not Starscream. It's the Mistress of the Flames. So we get a gorgeous look of who this big figure is of their world. And then we get Optimus here being all showy. And I love this. It's a beautiful, mostly black and white and yellow tone page. And you see him opening up the Matrix, and he proves to himself, this is who I am. And then they all bow down to him.
And look at his little eyes. He's not super excited about that.
I know. He's worried for him, And so...
Oh, and Starscream. I just noticed Starscream's face. Oh, my gosh.
Are you serious?
On the same page, he's just, so ticked off.
Is it? I mean, I
like, he's kind of nominally hunchback bowing, but mostly he's just glaring at Prime.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, God, I have to do this now?
See, this is why I wanted to have my new look.
Yeah, this is... Maybe
because nothing outshines the Matrix.
Oh,
this part is so...
This is why he needs his crown, too.
Wait, what if his new look What if his new look is the Optimus Prime body?
He did say something about red and blue.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna paint a Matrix on him.
There you go.
I have a massive... Sorry, go.
He's going to get one of those little Matrix necklaces that came with a few of the toys a couple of years ago.
When he actually had it, and he had it chained around his neck.
Yes.
He's going to get the chain, and he's going to get a knockoff made.
Yeah, knockoff Matrix. That'd be amazing. That'd actually be hilarious. Okay, but can anybody help me with this? How come Prime has the Matrix now, and it's
exactly. This is the reason why I have a few things of negativity to throw at this.
Because I care about Prime. I've tracked this. Okay, so Bumblebee had half, and Rodimus had half. Rodimus still has his half, except he broke it. Bumblebee
shattered
had his, and Bumblebee got sucked into the shockwave singularity thing. It never showed his half of the Matrix being taken away from him. Maybe he wasn't carrying it around in his tummy, but so I guess that makes sense. Maybe he had it in his bedroom in a locked cabinet.
Punishment.
But I know. But Nicole, so okay. All right. I'm really trying not to be like. So then I go. Okay. So then Prime goes, and he gets. You see in Robots in Disguise, he's kind of got his hand on like the half of the Matrix, and then he's got it in Punishment when he goes back for like the anniversary to where he got it, but it's still only half, and it shouldn't have glowy bits. It should still be not really there, and so that really needs to be clarified for me, because there's never been an explanation as to why it's functioning again.
Maybe.
Anyway,
I absolutely mirror everything that you just said. Now, I haven't read Punishment, but still, I know that Rodimus's half was shattered.
Yeah.
Because he used that to fix everybody from, like, the kill switch that, whatever, in More Than Meets the Eye. So, like, if anything, potentially, Prime has at least half a Matrix.
Yeah.
So, again, why is it that it... And, the only thing that... Because I was thinking about it, was, like, maybe he's making it glow like that, because it's not blue, it's yellow. The Matrix usually glows blue.
He better not have just like a little LED light in there.
Okay, so this is my take on this, because this part where Windblade, she comes clean with him, basically, where she's saying, she needs him to be this figurehead that's going to usurp Starscream, because she says it right here. It's like, if you don't actively counter him with the full might our faith will give you, Starscream will play Caminus like an instrument. Yeah. And then she goes on and she says that, and that can be okay, Optimus. It can be enough.
Yeah.
I just want you to make this choice with open eyes. So she's asking him, I want you to lie to my people and act like you're a god, because if you don't, Starscream is going to come in here and he is going to screw them all over, and I do not want that to happen. So she's basically putting him in a position where she wants him to play a role. If that means that he has to play it up and he lies, then that's what it is. And that's basically what she's asking him to do. And so that's why I'm like, well, I get it. I know why. I mean, this is going to be one opportunity for Optimus to just kind of have fun a little bit, to be honest.
Well, and again, it goes to the greater good theory.
Yeah, and that's why I think that he'd be willing to do that, is because if he doesn't, Starscream is going to not kill these people, but he's going to rape this community over the gold.
Oh, God.
Wait. Did you say rake or rape?
I said rape.
Okay.
Because he will. He'll take everything and rob them blind and then leave them in the cold. Because that's who he is.
Right.
So, maybe I could have chose better words than that, but I was trying to go for an angle here, okay?
Yeah,
but that's why I'm like, he comes in, and that's why I'm like, okay, that's why when I see this with him with the light, and I'm going, okay, potentially he's got half a Matrix. He's playing a role. I don't think that he really has the full Matrix. I think it's just enough that he's got half a Matrix and he's making it glow like that with something. I don't know. I'm willing to give Margaret a couple more issues to explain, because I'm kind of hoping that she does. But, if she does, she does. If she doesn't, she doesn't. I'm just going to assume that, because usually whenever the Matrix is glowed, it's usually been blue. That's why I'm like going, okay, well, maybe that's the difference of the whole thing.
And remember, Amy was right with Prowl's eyes.
Huh? I was what?
You were correct with Prowl's eye color.
Yeah.
Back when he was mind controlled. I really.
Oh yeah, we were talking about. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I might have cheated a little bit there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm guessing. I'm
you
just
had
guessing.
Secret knowledge.
I had secret knowledge, and I kept it silent for a whole year.
There's a lot of heavy stuff going down here at the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. All right.
I think it's brilliant, to be honest. I am so just in love with what's going on, because we remember the end of Windblade where we're like going, she knows who she's dealing with Starscream, but she has no footing because she's just the city speaker and she's the new girl on the block.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's proven herself here.
She has had a little bit of time to think about this. because like she said, like Optimus pointed out, you could have said something about this sooner. She kept that to herself specifically because she doesn't have a lot of cards in her hand to play. And Starscream has already played his deck, and he's got a few things, started up as well, because he put them on this path sooner than they were ready for.
Yeah.
So he pushed them all into a position where he made a problem, and then he had the solution to fix it.
All right, we should probably go around the room and give final thoughts, ratings, and all that good stuff on the art and the writing.
Okay.
How about Nicole do that first?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with it.
I'm moving for work.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. First, the artwork can't me gush anymore with the artwork. Really, Sarah is just amazing. The colors, it's just so vivid. I love that woman. Never met her, but I love her. She does such great work. As for the storyline, it's a really good start. It's got me intrigued. It's got some good fighting. Love it. Starscream's being a douchebag, which I absolutely adore. I don't know. I like the guy. And Swindle, I want to see something good happen for Swindle.
Yeah.
He needs it. He so needs that.
I know. It's his cute little eyes. He's just like, but look at me. I'm innocent.
Set up a shop somewhere like off Cybertron and Caminus, and just like, somewhere in the alien district of the Galactic Council or something, just to get rich somewhere else. Just don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Get rich somewhere else. That's the get rich quick slogan that never quite took off. Get rich somewhere else.
Swindle can get rich somewhere else if he heads over to Nexus Zero.
Yeah. Open up your own McAdams somewhere else.
So what's your rating, Nicole?
I'll give this a solid 4. I love it. It was great. Again, there's a few issues, but nothing that I would say totally destroyed the storyline. Yeah, good solid 4.
What about you, Amy?
I think I agree with that. I will absolutely give it a 4. The art is just gorgeous. I'm loving it. I mean, it's Sarah. I just about cried when I saw the opening panel, because I was like, not cry in a bad way, cry tears of joy, because it's just so pretty. And I was like, oh, I miss Sarah. You never know how much you miss somebody until you don't see them for a little while, and all of a sudden they're back, and you're like, oh, I missed you so much. I want to just go through my computer screen and give her a big hug and say, oh, thank you so much. Yes, I love all of the stuff that she's doing, and the art was just great. I love this. Here's the thing: is that she makes the big bots look big and intimidating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then there's this fluidness to it. So she also does this. The movement looks so easy. It doesn't look too clunky. It actually looks like they could move that way, even though they're huge. And then she does the lady bots really, really good too. So it's like, they need to be like, the big bots are big and intimidating when they need to be, and the lady bots are very lithe, and they're going to take your face off if you're not careful.
Yeah, we should discuss the design of the Mistress of Flame.
Oh yeah, that's gorgeous.
She's tall. She's like taller than Prime.
Yeah.
And she has the hammer of power and the cape of power, and she's and the spiky Tyrest collar of power.
Didn't anyone learn anything from Edna? No capes. What about you, Heather? What are you gonna rate it?
I'm gonna give it a 4. I really, really, really enjoyed the writing. I do question about the Matrix, and sorry, my Adobe has stopped working. Wait, but I remember what it looks like. There's one little bit in the fight where the action is slightly confusing. It's where Menasor grabs Chromia and then she cuts his hand with her axe. And I'm like, I don't quite believe that you could maneuver your axe quite that well from that panel to this panel, but that's me being nitpicky. But then, there's the panel of Starscream checking his nails and being like, yeah, Prime, I'm sure you have something to do, like cleaning duty or something. Which was glee. Can't wait to see more.
I can't visualize Optimus in a French maid's outfit.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
I've spent
Go check
way
Tumblr.
too much time on Tumblr. Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, no.
For me, outside of the whole Matrix question thing, I'm going to give it a 4.5. I have to.
Yeah.
It's just so good, and it's so refreshing. Like, this is what I said last time. Why? And I know why is because of sales and people wouldn't be able to keep up. But when they originally, after Dark Cybertron, they started on this path of a book formerly known as Rid was going to be on Earth. More Than Meets the Eye was going to be the space opera. I wanted Windblade to be a full-blown series just set on Cybertron. I didn't want Rid to go between Earth and Cybertron because I wanted Margaret and Sarah to have a steady gig, and because honestly, this is some of the best writing I've read from Transformers since the last Windblade series. Yep.
She could do the Battlestar Galactica version.
It's totally, like, seriously, they're all so say we all at the end there.
Yeah,
it's
I know. It's so say we all. So
Yeah.
here we all. Yeah, it's like, yeah. And so we all here. So we here. It's like, all I could hear is, and so say we all.
Yeah.
All right, folks.
Okay.
Combiner Wars.
It's a good idea. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. Combiner Wars Part 2 takes place in Transformers number 40. Combiner Wars. The Combiners have arrived. Starscream wrestles for dominance with Optimus Prime as surprising reinforcements approach from the Lost Light?
Oh, that's right. Okay. Because they are shipping they're shipping some guys in a shuttle back because there was a conversation last issue.
Yeah. And then Combiner Wars Part 3 is Windblade number 2. The first strike is against Windblade's homeworld, and she is not happy about it. Her long-lost Cybertronian colony is found, and the only thing that can protect it is Superion.
Yay! I love Superion.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for this episode, this first crossover episode for the Underbase and the Geekcast Radio Network's The Pullbag Show. We've got to get going. I have been TFU and Mike with
LadyWreck.
Ha-HeePrime. And Nicole.
Who had to suddenly leave because she's got to go to work.
Yeah.
And we ran over, of course. We always do.
That's what we do.
We always do. We try not to, but we always do.
This is getting expensive.
Sayonara, aloha, and farewell, dear listeners. We hope you enjoyed this installment of the crossover of the Geekcast Radio Network's Pullbag and the Underbase. After the show ended, we did have a little bit of a talk. Well, the other three did. I had to be the responsible adult of the group and head off to work. They're going to kill me. But they did have a really good conversation after I left, and I wanted to include it into this podcast because they had some really good insight about some stuff that I kind of glossed over in the review. I didn't think we were going to have enough time to put everything in, but we did. So we hope you enjoy the next few minutes of which I found interesting.
I love when a plan comes together.
Okay, so my take for the Solus Prime thing, I like what you said, Heather, about how you gave it a pass because of it's something new and it's a new community. This is their new belief system and stuff like that. But I'm still thinking back because I've been following everything since it started. The More Than Meets the Eye and the Robots in Disguise annuals of over 2 years ago. Now, It'd be different for me if that had been another writer, like previous ongoing, like Mike Costa ongoing. If it had come way before, then I would easily be like, okay, I get it, new writers and stuff. But these are the same writers that wrote that. And it hasn't been very long. It's the same group of people that have been doing it for the last 2 years. They've been working on 3 years. That they wrote that, and now they're coming and changing things and kind of making it toward the 13 primes and stuff like that. I have still not been able to resolve that. because it comes with previous stuff. Now, I know that other comic book companies have been retconning their own stuff for years and years and years, but IDW has had a really good track record for not doing that. And maybe it's just because they've only had the license for so long, a decade and maybe 12, 13, 14 years, something like that. So, but the thing is I get it. It might have been a call that was out of their hands. It might just be a product of the working.
I worry that it was. I worry that it was Hasbro being like, "Hey guys."
It might be a product of the relationship that IDW has with Hasbro, that type of thing. And if it is, it is. It is what it is. But it does it doesn't get too confusing for me. It's just, I like the idea, and I've always liked what IDW has been able to build on their own, without IDW having too much say, and now because of the product,
Hasbro having too,
yeah. Well, and them just giving them the leeway to do that, and I'm sure they still have that, but there are some calls I think that might, because of the product of their working relationship, which is a good working relationship. It's the whole reason why we're getting toys that look like some of the ones that are in the comics, and I'm not complaining about that. I kind of wish that this small bit of that was not falling into it, but it's not enough for me to completely dislike it or to say, oh, this breaks me and I can't read it anymore. It's like, yeah, okay. It is what it is, and I'm all right with that. But, so that being said, it doesn't make me not like it. I do like the idea of Solus Prime. She's really cute, or not cute. She's a chick with an axe, and she's awesome.
Hammer.
Yeah, hammer. Yes. But you don't mess with a woman with and
she's a blacksmith, which is awesome.
Yes.
I mean, we only got a first glimpse of her here, though, right? Yeah. I mean, this is only so. Who knows what's going to happen in the next issue, or
maybe this is all we're going to get. It's just a little history story, and then we're moving on, which is fine because that's what we've done in the past too. I think John did one of the issues where he did that, and I was not a fan of that issue because of that. I need to go back and read it again because there were parts of it that some people took out of it that I, listened to Underbase review and went, oh, okay, I didn't think of it that way, but I guess I should go back and read it again then. Yeah. I just had such a not so happy reaction to it when I read it that I put it back in the sleeve and back in the comic box and said, okay, I'll never read that one again.
See, I think the whole thing with Solus Prime here is it's an introduction. We may get more of it, but this is why, and I don't know why IDW or Hasbro or whatever. This is why the spotlights need to still go on for you. If you look at IDW and you look at their Transformers and their Turtles titles, with the main ongoing Turtles title, they used to do micro series where they would highlight one character, but it also fit into the rest of the story, the events of that issue. And if we want to explore Solus Prime more, I don't see why they wouldn't do a Spotlight issue, but apparently the Spotlights are dead. So
see, I hear what you're saying, and then I think if I had a choice between a Rutgers 2 and a history lesson, I would pick Rutgers 2 any second.
Yeah. I'm just saying for the ones, for this little glimpse that we get of her, and who knows if I'm sure she's going to play a little bit more into the rest of these other two issues that are going to come from Windblade. I'm just saying that for characters that we may enjoy or we may want to know more about, but aren't necessarily in the main body of the story, it would be nice to have a spotlight showing you, it would be nice to have a separate issue showing you more of that character so you can get more of that at the same time getting the full story here.
Well, let me just throw out some stuff that I've picked up over the last little bit in regarding this whole history thing. Part of it is from the interview that the Transmission guys did with James, and they were talking about the different continuities, and James said, if I remember right, something about there's kind of an order and progression to it where it starts out with the guiding hand and all that, and then it goes Knights of Cybertron, and then it goes 13 Primes and all that. Mm-hmm. And there can be a progression and this happened and then this happened and this happened, and that all works. And then the thing that helps in this issue is that it is specifically presented as there were 13 primes who left Cybertron on these Titans and formed colonies. And we've also had Galvatron talking about 13 tribes, and I wonder if maybe those are the groups that were led by these 13 primes.
See, now, if that's the way they explain that, then I'll be like, oh, okay. But
see, that would be okay with me.
I'm getting convoluted with the idea of the 13 primes being like the guiding hand kind of version of the things, and we already have that for Transformers Prime, and so it's confusing because it's not made very clear, and so when they start saying it's this, and then it's starting to sound like that, it just and that's another reason why I'm kind of like, well, maybe I just need to hold my horses and let them tell the story and get to the point where they explain it to the point where I understand what they're actually doing. So I'm like, and there's that too. That's why I'm like, I have questions that haven't been answered yet. And so until I have those answers, I'm kind of wishy-washy going, I don't know. I'm not sure if I like this, but it doesn't really impact the rest of the reading. So I'm going to say, here's this little part right here that I'm not a fan of. It's like, hey, when you're eating food in, like a salad, and you have peppers in your salad, and you're like, I don't like peppers, and you take them out of the salad and still eat the salad. Do you throw the rest of the salad away? No, you just take out the peppers. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, these guys are the peppers.
I need you to go up to John and be like, John, I'm taking out the peppers.
And if he gets that reference, I'll say, oh, good, you've listened.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah,
I've used food in the past to do a review, so it seems to work. People get it really quick.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It's always fun when they start dealing with these really kind of deep and profound ideas, when it's about more than just Robot A punching Robot B, but when it becomes kind of societal and socioeconomical and lots of other multisyllabic words that I don't exactly know what they mean. But
what Windblade is doing to Optimus Prime.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Because he's becoming a pawn.
All the interactions on Caminus and the way they are shown as having a very sincere religious-based society, which is going to be interesting to explore. And all, like, they are sort of what would happen. They're the unfunctionist society, where it's a very strict, like, I don't get the feeling that they have, so much strata as everybody has their role, it's sort of Korea, maybe. Like, you do this, and you do this, and you do this, and these are the people in charge of this, and we all believe this. And so
are you trying to tell us that Starscream is Kim Jong-un?
No, I mean, I'm actually talking about Caminus and how it's very strict.
Right.
But it's not. I don't get the feeling that it's just completely destructive.
I think it's more of I don't want to say it's a religious narrative, but I think Caminus is supposed to be in this first issue of Windblade. The whole point of her holding Prime back was because they would see him as a god.
Yeah, and that's fascinating.
Yeah, it is. It is very much fascinating, and it's one of those things where I just don't. Caminus is. I just don't think 3 issues is enough.
Yeah.
To give us more background on Caminus.
It'll never be enough at this point.
I know, but
because we see how Margaret is writing, and we love how she's writing this. We love the last one as well, and she's doing a good job. She's got a really great story. I'm really interested. I want to know more. She's got enough of our imaginations with what she's written and how the characters are and whatnot, that we know that she can write a good story. It would be great to see her write more, but we get what we get, and we just have to not throw a fit.
Exactly. Sorry, that's like a thing my kids learned at kindergarten.
Exactly. It just made sense. Sorry. For all those non-people out there that don't have kids and say, oh, they're being corny now.
Hey, my children know Transformers.
Mine do, too.
Exactly.
We haven't had those debates yet, but we will. I can guarantee it.
Oh, man. Well, cool.
I await the days where I can have debates like that with my kids. Like, yeah, it's like, I should take you. I want you to meet a couple of my friends. Here's Chris McFeely. Go debate with him.
It's really fun. My oldest is just big enough now that I can do that. I can be like, Liam, come look at this. We need to discuss. I need someone who cares.
Now, in terms of like the religiousness, I like it. The fact that, like I said, it feels very much like Battlestar Galactica kind of feel to it, but it's not overly done. You know what I mean? It works just enough, and I get the sense instead of them being more religious, it seems that they're just more spiritual than anything else.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant about it being a religious narrative. I was kind of making a Beast Machines reference because that was.
That's right. I mean, that's when we've interviewed Margaret, she grew up on Beast Wars, she's a Beast Wars girl, which is not a bad thing.
No, not at all.
Oh, I know,
because it was awesome.
One thing I'd like to bring up. So last issue, I actually really kind of flipped out a little bit when 39. When Swindle and Menasor, popped through the portal and are like, yeah, we're on Caminus and we're gonna, clean house with it. And I wrote in my review about how much I appreciated that this was the first time in all of this whole storyline of the bad guys go and ravage other poor innocent planets that I've ever cared. Because Margaret has made Caminus a real place that I care about, and I care about their plight. And we've never even
been there, and she cares.
Yeah. And
care about it because Windblade cares.
In a way, okay, I'm glad that Swindle and Menasor didn't actually succeed in going and completely ruining these poor people. I'm glad that didn't happen. But in a way, I almost missed that continued sense of gut punch realism. Pay attention, war is not fun. Because every so often, it's good to be reminded that war isn't fun.
I think that guy that got squished.
There was some good stuff, but the sense of because the end of 39, it felt like somebody going and raiding this this is cliche, but raiding the starving Ethiopians, and I was just like, no. And then once we got into this issue, it was more big bots fighting, which was cool. But it went instantly back into being, yay, fun, robots fighting, which is kind of okay because I didn't enjoy the feeling of the rock in my stomach that I was carrying around for 3 days going, oh, this is awful. But, yeah, just, something worth bringing up. That the narrative instantly changed and took a turn to a completely new and very interesting direction.
Like, it's like Windblade. She knows her people. She's seen enough of her reaction on Cybertron, on how Prime, he's a god, but she doesn't like. Kind of like she has a fangirl moment. But she keeps it to herself. She's like, I'm having a fangirl moment. I'm hyperventilating. Hi, Prime. How are you? We've all had those moments, right? So she's had her moment, and she's taken that as, okay, now that I've lived on Cybertron for a while, and I see how disrespectful people are to Optimus Prime, and who I can't even fathom why they would be disrespectful to him. Now I'm realizing that, okay, the fangirl moment has passed.
Yeah.
And I can actually talk to him without hyperventilating, going squee in my head. And, Metroplex saying, what are you doing?
Well, she's actually been through quite a journey with Optimus Prime, especially in Punishment, where she gets very disappointed in him. And she calls him on the carpet. And she's like, yo, what you're doing is not okay. That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And she's always been this outsider who looks at the way Cybertronians interact and goes, you guys are nuts.
And I think that's what we need.
Yeah.
And we need more of it. Yeah. Because if you look at the current state of the Transformers series, specifically what's going on Cybertron and on Earth, we don't need humans as the outsiders looking in.
Yeah,
we
no.
need another.
That's
we
true.
need another robot, another Cybertronian that is from one of these colonies, like as Windblade is. We need that person to basically smack us around and say, "Hey, what the hell are you people doing?"
Yeah.
It's interesting
Somebody
how much
with
more effective that
perspective,
is.
you know. It
Mm-hmm.
works because instead of because there's issues when you go back to Earth. Because one, it's a completely different species. Two, humans should not be able to knock around Transformers. I'm sorry.
No.
We've had issues of this in the past. So that has definitely played its role, and people have, given it a hard time because of that. But the fact that we're getting a new group, and here's the thing, is that every single time they've introduced there being another group of people that have been separated from Cybertron coming back, everybody has been pretty open to that.
Yeah.
And so where you have most of the audience saying, "Oh, we don't want humans," now we've got this opportunity of having a group of Cybertronians who have been separated from the war and everything, coming back and being the compass of the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm.
They need to do a compass correction, and this group of people could be that people. And Windblade is a really good a point person for that because of the position that she's in and the fact that she's the first one that's been there. Well, and we've also had, Drift and a few other people, but people are not as receptive to Drift as they are to Windblade.
No.
And I think the reason why they are receptive to Windblade is because, one, she was a clean slate that was written in a way that I think we all liked at a time when we were ready to receive it. And we didn't have people saying, "Oh, you will like this person because they're awesome." It's like, it's a fan-made character because we voted it that way.
Right, and that's the thing. But they never made a big deal.
Exactly.
Out of the fan vote.
Yeah.
They said, "Okay, you need to vote. Once you vote, a winner will be chosen, or whatever you want to call it."
They'll create what we've given to the choices. They'll create a character given those choices. And
right.
There's a few little hums and haws about, what the way she looked like and stuff like that. But for the most part, I think people have been pretty okay. It's a female chick, and she's got swords, and okay. All right, we'll take this.
How often in the history of Transformers, since specifically 1984, how often outside of RC, Chromia, Moonracer, and Firestar have we ever had a female? I guess she's not really an Autobot, but a female Transformer to kick ass and take names, and also look at it, as we've already said, in a very different light. Like, I'm waiting for Margaret to write a line where it says, "You went through a 4 million year war. Why?"
Mm-hmm.
Because if you really think about it, other than the Decepticons' always need for control and dominance, there was really no point to the war, because neither side has ever really truly won.
True.
Yeah.
There were casualties on both sides.
Yeah.
And anytime you have a casualty list like that, you both lose. You both lose.
After 4
million years.
After 4 million years, even thinking about making a casualty list is futile at best, because there's going to be too many
They've
names on it.
decimated their planet, and I would like to even say their culture. Those that left that still have their culture were the wise ones, but those that stayed behind, they were so bent on killing each other that everything fell by the wayside. It's going to take centuries to be able to build it back up, and they might actually fold other people's belief systems into theirs and change from then on, so it'll never be the same again. And it would be rightly so that way. But
that is one thing too that I really. It's interesting that, now we're going to have robots fighting again, and it's been fun so far. But every time John starts veering back toward the status quo of good guys and bad guys fight, I get nervous. Because I so desperately want to avoid going back to that, because we've had it for 30 years, and these guys have shown that they can write new kinds of stories, and I want them to continue to do so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well,
come on, John, don't do it.
The interesting thing with Windblade, the original series, and I'm just going to say Windblade Returns. I know it's not the title of the series, but I just like that.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is, during the course of this podcast, I was looking for the whole thing where I said I think that Windblade said that she was one of the last city speakers or one of the last of the, whatever. And I didn't find that, but what I found really interesting is we opened Combiner Wars Windblade #1 with, Dawn on Caminus, and Windblade #1 opened, Dawn on Cybertron.
Yeah.
So what Margaret has done with the writing and what Sarah has done with the art on both series is they're starting their series, even though they're very short, 4 and 3 issue series.
Yeah.
They're starting it and I hate to make this pun is going to make people grow. They're starting it as if it's a brand new day for the new readers coming in. So not necessarily someone like you, Amy, who has read all of More Than Meets the Eye or Robots in Disguise or
who's been following it for the last 5 years.
Right. Someone that might just go into a comic shop saying, "Oh, Transformers, I used to like those as a kid, and I want to see this new story. Oh, it's a female Transformer. Okay, let me pick this up." You can pick this book up, and like Nicole asked me in the beginning of the podcast, did you get confused at all? No, because Margaret knows what she's doing, and she does the point where she starts it with being a new day and takes the story from there.
I have to believe that when they announced last year at BotCon that they were going to do this, that night, the day that, the hour, 2 hours before the panel started is when they got the, hey, we're going to do it. And she's like, yay! So I'd like to believe that she went back to her hotel room that night and started sketching out an idea. And this is the product of that a year later.
Yeah, I have I know we're already kind of done with the podcast and everything else, but I have no idea what to expect from the next 2 issues in this because, you leave it off with Optimus Prime is the god of Caminus.
Yeah.
It's even if he is a quote-unquote lying false deity to, make the Chemians believe, it's one of those things where I don't know how the issue 2 is going to start now. I just have no clue.
I wouldn't say that they're trying to make them believe. They already believe. They're just kind of using a little bit of that.
I'm saying, since we've pointed out that Windblade is basically lying to everybody about Optimus and the Matrix and all that stuff, she is making it look like he is, or I don't know, whatever.
Well, I'm saying that's what my take was, is that he's just using their beliefs and just kind of hyping it a little bit so that they'll pay more attention to Prime than they will Starscream, because on Cybertron, he is the elected leader, but on Caminus, I almost said Camino, sorry. Too much Star Wars, blaring in the back of my head. Okay, so on Caminus, sorry. On Caminus, he's just part of their belief system, because he's a Prime. Now, he hasn't been elected, but if they see him as that, he has a role that he can play there without actually hurting anybody, because, it's not like he is, in a sense, taking advantage, but he's doing it for a good reason, because if you could trust that he won't take advantage of them the way that Starscream will. Yeah. Starscream will make it so these guys want to go, crawl back under their rock and never see any, other Cybertronians ever again. But the way that Prime, if he can not do the thing that, I guess, Windblade reamed him over and, punishment, if he's learned his lesson and not do that here, then, everything's good. But, I have a sense that, who knows, maybe Windblade will be there kind of, coaching him along the way, say, okay, please don't do this.
Yeah, she has so far. That's been her role.
My guess is that she's putting him in, like I said, she says, I want you to make a choice before I actually put you in this position, because I'm going to put you in this position because you're the you're the lesser of the two evils.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's what he is.
It's true because she really has, unfortunately, because I'm always like, I want the Peter Cullen Prime, but she has seen him kind of at not necessarily his worst, but she's seen him be flawed. And she's still come to accept him.
The bubble has burst.
She's over the past, especially the previous Transformers issue and this. She has come to be like, you know what? I'm gonna trust you. And it's a decision, and it's kind of cute in a way. Like, okay, but yeah.
I think the interesting thing is, and I think what I'm still missing at this point, and I know most of this story is going to take place on Caminus, but I miss seeing Windblade with Metroplex.
Yeah.
I need to see some Metroplex Windblade interaction because that was one of the magical things about the first.
Maybe we'll see
series.
something like that where she's like doesn't know what to do and she turns to him and he's like, helps her find her center so she knows what to do.
I want to see those two, and then I also want to see Caminus and Metroplex.
Aw, that would be awesome.
Yeah, because those
3 issues is
because we never get to see Titans have each other. To be pals. So I'm like, that'd be cool. And as always, Elita 1, you could do that.
No.
I would like her to be somewhere else. Let her have her own story elsewhere.
I'm shooting that down right now.
I'm only throwing that out because of just like it's in my contract.
You know what? I think I would like to see them do something different with her. Like, how they've done a different thing with RC. Maybe Elita 1 is a city former.
I'd love to see her be like on another colony, like another colony's leader.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Or, the Mistress of Flame is really Elita 1.
Well,
on that note, folks, I think we need to go ahead and shut this down because Jesus Christ, the crazy theories are flying.
But that's what a podcast is for. So
I
know.
Like that. I know.
Okay, so final thoughts, everybody. Final thoughts.
Anything else that we haven't? Final thoughts. Yeah.
Final thoughts. Okay. All right. Well, I look forward to what we will get. I'm sad that we're only going to get 2 more issues, but I will take whatever they write and be happy with that because it's better than not having it at all. But hopefully, as things progress, maybe we'll see more in the future from these guys. So, I'm going to enjoy the next 2 issues that we get and cross my fingers that there's more. The other thing is that
oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're taking it wrong. Back. There are 4 issues.
It is 4 because it's Combiner Wars epilogue. This is the June solicitation, so folks,
gotcha.
Spoilers in case. I'm just saying, June solicitation. Margaret on writing, Corin Howell on art, and Priscilla Tremontano on cover. More worlds, more problems. After the events of Combiner Wars, Windblade and Starscream race to recruit the lost Cybertronian colonies to the Council of Worlds. But which of them will control the fate of Cybertron?
Okay, cool. So maybe we're getting 3 issues of Sarah Stone, and the final issue will be the new girl.
And that answers your question about the new artist.
Yeah, because I saw tweets going out saying, "Oh, it looks great," and I thought, "Well, she's not on this. Is she supposed to be a colorist? What's going on?" Yeah.
Right.
Can follow her on Twitter, people.
Everybody, 42 for both series, or just 42 for Transformers and 42 for Transformers and number 4 for Windblade are the Combiner Wars epilogue stories. There's a subscription variant here for this. Let's see. What does it say here? The Combiner Wars are over. A new universe opens to the Transformer. Will a new Cybertronian empire follow? Featuring the art debut of the new Transformers superstar, Corin Howell, variant cover by Nato Tashuma?
Sweet.
I probably butchered that, but... these covers look pretty cool. I still miss Sarah, but these covers look pretty cool.
Maybe she'll have a cover for that one since she's not doing the interiors.
Maybe.
Cross our fingers. We love you,
I
Sarah.
wonder what she's up to. Because it feels like she's got another project going or something.
I think she's been working on other IDW things.
Yeah.
They had her over on, I want to say Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm not sure.
Really?
They have her on on other titles. Okay. So, you bet. With her talent, yes.
No, that wasn't me being like, what? She has another job. That was me being like, Dungeons and Dragons? Okay. Although she'd probably do amazing. See, I'm so jealous. I'm like, how dare the blinking Dungeons and Dragons comic get her when we...
Yes, we need more of her on our robots.
I'm completely reasonable about this. Yeah.
It's funny because you get these new artists that come on and they do a great job. You're like, we want to see more of their stuff, and then they put them on other IDW titles, and you're like, wait, we had them first.
Yeah, we called dibs. It's so funny.
Oh God, it's like Sheldon. I placed it in the spot of eternal dibs.
Eternal dibs. Oh man,
our inner Sheldons are coming out. We were here first. Just saying.
Yay. All right, guys, I'm starting to go cross-eyed.
Yeah,
we're gonna. Yeah.
But it's
all right, thanks for joining us. Those that are
Yeah.
still listening in. If this even makes it into the podcast.
Oh gosh.
Make it
dude.
so.
Mike, I'm totally okay. Have any of you guys read any Terry Pratchett? The idea of Starscream being a seamstress is really funny, and this is horrible. But because seamstress in Terry Pratchett is code for prostitute.
Oh.
Okay, folks. Starscream is a prostitute. Yeah, I think we need to end the show now.
Oh crap! I fail as a human for bringing that up. Okay, moving on. All right, love. Bye.
See you later, folks.
You've just heard the latest episode of The Pull Bag, the GCRN's comic review and discussion podcast. There are several ways to get in touch with us and leave feedback for the show. You can visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on the episode and all of our different podcasts. You can rate our show on iTunes. Be sure to leave us feedback. Call the voicemail line, 502-526-5821. Please remember to tell us the show you are leaving the message for, and your name. Become a fan of us on Facebook by searching Geekcast Radio Network. Send us an email feedback at geekcastradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at geekcastradio. So until next time, make your great escape into comics and unleash the geek in you.